Alright guys, today we got two new generals. So today we're going to talk about those two. I'm going to talk about why I have some issues with them in particular, and then we'll talk about their stats. Well, one of their stats, the other doesn't really matter. But before we do that, let's talk about a way that you can earn some money. Now, the Amazon Discord is doing a event right now. It's called the Clash of Alliances event. And basically what they're going to do is people are going to have a chance to vote for their favorite alliance. So there's $1,500 of prizes, and there's going to be 7 winners. So you'll have a decent shot at actually winning something. The top prize is $500, and then there's a couple 250s and $100. So all given out an Amazon gift card. So pretty easy way to get a shot at earning some money. It's like 3 clicks total for you to do. So make sure you go in there and then make sure you vote. Now, when you join the Discord, you'll see this. I'm not sure if they'll have this channel unlocked whenever the video is live, because the voting hasn't actually started at the time of this recording. It'll start, it should be started whenever the video is published, though. So on the side here, you'll see a channel that says something along the lines of Clash Vote. But if it's not there, what you can do is at the top, this event button right here, click the event button, click the blue link, and it'll take you to the channel where you can vote. Now, for the first round of voting, the one that we're in is we're going to be going against RSP, represented by Ozer, and Val, represented by Rambu, and then we will be representing Lobo y Demonia, and that is not my alliance, but that is actually Dream's alliance, who is the one who does the spreadsheets, or has updated them and maintains them. So make sure you come in here, and then to vote, you'll just react to the grouping with the number for who you want to vote for. I will say that the projected winners for this, from what people have been talking about before, is RSP, GOT, and VIG. Those are the ones that are projected to win. Those are kind of the heavy hitters. So I'd like to pull up and, maybe put them in their place. Get an underdog win. I think that would be really nice. So, yeah, pull up, give us a vote, and, yeah, let's get into the video. Okay, they released 2 generals. So one of them is a ground general, and one of them is a duty officer. The 2 generals are Alexander Hamilton and Sir John Hawkwood. Now, I'm just going to put the first paragraph of the Wikipedia description on screen and let you decide who you think should be the ground general and who should be the duty officer. Should the ground general be the American politician who's famous for that? Or should it be the British mercenary who is famous for being a mercenary and fighting? That's right, it should be the American politician that's the general that will actually be used and seen. No, just kidding. Why is Alexander Hamilton a ground general? He's a politician. He did some like military roles, but that's not what he's known for. You ask someone what Alexander Hamilton did, they'll say some politics stuff. I didn't even know he actually was like an active combatant in the Revolutionary War until I Googled it. That's not what he's famous for. He's famous for being a politician. Put him on the keep or the marketplace or a mayor. It doesn't make sense. And why put John Hawkwood as a duty officer? I don't like it. I know it seems minor, but like these roles that they've assigned them just do not seem to fit their character at all. And it feels like, come on guys, just swap their roles. It seems like the obvious choice to make Hawkwood the ground general and Hamilton the officer. That's like the logical choice, but I guess we don't get that. So anyway, we're not going to really talk about Hawkwood's stats because he's a duty officer, and eventually I'll get around to doing a duty officer video. But for now, we're just going to talk about Hamilton. Now, the first thing with Hamilton is he is attacking general, so he does not work on the city or reinforcing places like that. He does have a covenant. As of right now, he's not used in any other covenants. No compatibility issues with skill books of any kind. He also has pretty decent compatibility across the board. His main skill is pretty decent. 55 attack, 35 defense, 35 HP, no march size. He does need a dragon or a spirit beast. However, if you use him in the assistant role, be aware you can just put a spirit beast on him and it will activate his skill. The beast won't actually work, but it will work to activate Hamilton's skill and you'll get that extra 20% attack. So keep that in mind. Full Ascension, we got a 130 attack, 100 defense, 95 HP, and 10% march size. 10% march size is on the 4th star, so it's not too severe an investment, so that is nice to see. For his specialties, he gets 70 attack, 60 defense, 50 HP, no march size, which is, it's okay. The Covenant is pretty nice, 20% attack, 5 defense, 10 HP, and 8% march size. The march size comes from the next to last activation on the Covenant, so you don't have to get it all the way to get the march size, but it is reasonably far down the line. Brings his total attack to 433, which is currently the highest, seconded by Narcissus, winning out by about 7%. His defense is second, only after Charles IV. His HP is 4th place, but not too far behind the major leaders, only by about 20%, so pretty close. All his main stats are pretty nice. March size, he has 18%, which, since we're looking at ground general specifically, is pretty decent. There's a couple that have more, but it's pretty not terrible. When we look at his increased attack, that brings it to 47 billion, which is just behind Narcissus by a little bit. Narcissus wins out because he has 5% more march size, but 10% less attack, so it is very close. And in terms of survivability, they're both very comparable. Narcissus has about 20% more HP. Hamilton has about 20% more defense, so that balances out. In terms of practicality, Narcissus is the better general by a very slim margin, but it's very close. So if you don't have Narcissus and you're looking for a new ground general, Alexander Hamilton is a very solid choice for that. Now, looking at the assistant role, Hamilton has 145 attack, which is currently the highest assistant damage that you can get. March size on assistant is only 8%, which isn't terrible, but there's a couple more that have more march size. His defense is pretty good, 100 defense, 95 HP, which is pretty solid. Puts him in 3rd place for defense. And then HP, 6th place, so not great, but not terrible, pretty solid. Overall, his assistant stats are just pretty solid. Nothing super crazy or outstanding, but just pretty good. In terms of increased attack, he gets in at 16 billion, just slightly behind Maria and Lucilla, so he is a pretty solid assistant. He's a little bit more survivable than Maria is, and just slightly a little bit more survivable than Lucilla, so that does help compensate for his damage. He's a pretty solid assistant if you want to use him for that, but do remember, to use him as an assistant, you have to put a Spirit Beast on him to activate that extra 20% attack. If you don't put that, then it's not really... he's not going to be a super great assistant. He loses a good chunk of attack without that. So overall, Hamilton is a pretty solid general. If you don't have Narcissus and you're looking for a new attack ground general, then he is a very solid choice. If you need an assistant, then he's a pretty solid assistant. Just generally solid all around, good choice. Alright, that's all I got for this video. Make sure you check out the Discord link below, and make sure to go and vote, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.